Well, hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jared. I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. We call it Justice's Waiting Room. We go live at 8 a.m. every morning, go for about 90 minutes straight, no ads, nothing to pitch, nothing to sell. I'm just here to tell you what is really going on in the world. And every now and then a video will come out and I'm like, I wonder where they got that premise. I wonder whose content they watch in the morning to find out what relevant news stories have happened in the last 24 hours. Late last night, the Senate voted to defund public broadcasting and radio. And I just wanted to put this out there. If you are going to get laid off and you work in the media and you're looking for a soft place to land, come, especially if you're a progressive or if you hear my message and you're like, hey, I fuck with that. Like, that's a good message. So for many of you, you already know, but you also know I have a cadence and this is how I talk and this is what I'm about. I'm the founder of the American Socialist Party. A socialist is someone that's pro-equality. So that means, especially if you're a woman or you're a person of color or you're a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, you are welcome around me and near me, and especially in my party. And also, I'm pro-union. So if you wonder why your life sucks right now and you're an American, I would point to Citizens United. And then I would also say, hey, we have to get corporations out of politics. Matter of fact, while we're at it, capitalism destroys everything it touches. And I'm not going to sit here and advocate for a system that distributes wealth evenly because trickle-down economics is a fucking lie. But what I am for, as someone who's pro-union, is I want to see the federal minimum wage raised to about $30, if not $40. As someone who went to Purdue University for data analytics, what I know is you got to be making as much money as you can. I know people that are retirement age working 2 jobs, and I know that sounds fucking terrible. It sounds fucking terrible to me. But if you aren't able to save $1,000 a month, you gotta get a second job. The cost of goods are gonna go up, and the media is basically in a blackout. And what I mean is that they're not covering the truth. Mainstream media, the shit you watch on TV, they're all buddies with this regime, so they're gonna kind of paint it in a different light. Now, I'm not over here necessarily saying like the world's ending, nor am I trying to make money off my show. I just want you to see it because I think we're doing the right thing. I think we have the exact polar opposite thing going on that the regime in power does right now. And that is that we're community driven. So I have, while I'm hosting on YouTube and TikTok, I have the chats open. And I actually there's a back and forth. I'm actively bouncing off the audience to keep the show going. That 90 minutes goes by in a flash, right? But what we're able to do is touch way more topics than you'd ever see on a regular news show, because we don't have to talk about everything. If something is particularly dark, particularly heinous, here's the news story, links in the comments. I read the headline. Let's just keep it moving. Right? Because after all, one of the reasons that we created Justice's Waiting Room is because we were kind of thinking about how we got here. And how we got here is that we did not sit around for a good hour and talk about the news before or after work. There are people that are at work listening to the show, and I salute you for literally doing it on the company dime. Okay? But yeah, my message is simple. Control what you can control. This means get 8 hours of sleep a night, and you probably need to take a nap, especially since I just told you if you're not able to save $1,000 a month, you got to get a second job because the cost of goods are going to go up. And if you're not playing a little anticipatory game here, you're going to get caught. And my biggest thing is people starving. There's a reason I plan to grow a garden and grow way more than I need and just give it away. And that's because people can't buy houses and they don't have gardens and they are getting priced out of buying fucking groceries. I think we need to federally legalize cannabis and every state do it at the state level at least, and use all that tax revenue to fund universal health care, education, income, and housing. Give your state a head start. Give your citizens a head start by making their college free and diminishing the idea of student loans so that we're not reliant on the government to fund the Department of Education, which fucking funds student loans, federal student loans, right? So with the defunding of the news, there's a reason that we make content like this is not necessarily to make money. It's just to make sure that you know. Overnight, the Senate voted to defund public broadcasting and radio by $1 billion fucking dollars. It's a lot. It's a lot of their funding. That sucks. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And again, if you're hearing my content, he's a socialist. He wants everyone to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. He founded a political party that is free of money from Russia and Israel. And hell yeah, I want democracy, but I don't want to live in a two-tier justice system that disproportionately impacts poor people and people of color and women. I just want to remind you, deportation is not sexy. You get a piece of paper in the mail, you show up to court, and you get to stay or you don't. This whole shit of using ICE to enforce deportation law is cruel and unusual. And it's a massive failure. I want to point out that the President of the United States sent thousands of troops to Los Angeles. He just sent half of them back a couple of days ago. And all the military did was they took one person into custody. A veteran, a 25-year-old who was running to class. That was the only person that the military did anything with. What a massive weight. And they also didn't get paid. Anyway, I think we need to really think about how the government spends money. And I don't think we need to be funding corporations at all. I think all of our tax money should be reinvested in us. I'm not going to lie to you ever. I'm never running for public office. Let's just say that right now. Not unless I'm nominated. Okay? I'll never tell you I can control prices of goods. That's on those companies. They do what their board of directors tells them to do. Okay? Here's the way I feel. Every company should have a union attached. And every company should have to have at least a monthly meeting to address grievances and make it right, or we strike. And that's it. It's the bottom fucking line. You're making good on your word as the slave owner keeps us working for you. And so keep that in mind. Unless you are generous and kind, you're no different than those slave owners of the past. You're no different, right? So there's all these people that are out here they're like, Jared, you should run for public office. And it's like, I don't have a degree in political science or JD. I'm wildly outclassed. That's the reason that I shouldn't run for public office. It's because I have common sense. In that I don't want to put myself into a position where I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right? Unlike this regime, who will run headlong, right? I'm thinking today and every day about all the people that are missing in Texas specifically, all those kids who the media has just forgotten about because Donald Trump is waffling on the Epstein files. Woo, guess what? He's in them. Story told. And he resigns. This is part of Project 2025. Don't play like I didn't tell you. Part of Project 2025 has Donald Trump getting removed via the 25th Amendment so JD Vance can become president. And guess who wrote Project 2025? JD Vance and Russ Vought. One is the vice president and the other one's an appointed part of the cabinet. And I think somebody should post Tom Homan's address online. Anyway, have a good day, everybody. See you at 8, if it ain't already.